Raising money for a startup? You've probably heard of convertible notes. But what are they? How do they work? And why do investors and founders love them? In this video, we'll break down everything you need to know about convertible notes in simple terms. Let's dive in. Segment 1. What is a convertible note? A convertible note is a type of short-term debt that converts into equity ownership in a startup, instead of being repaid in cash. Think of it like this. An investor lends money to a startup. Instead of paying the investor back in cash, the startup gives them shares in the company later. The conversion happens during the next funding round, like a Series A investment. It's a way for startups to raise money fast, without setting a valuation too early. Segment 2. Why do startups use convertible notes? Startups love convertible notes because they delay valuation. No need to argue over how much the startup is worth early on. They're fast and simple, less paperwork, lower legal. Costs. They attract early investors. Investors get potential discounts and benefits when the company grows. It's a win-win for startups and early investors. Segment 3. Key terms you need to know. Before investing in or raising money through convertible notes, here are some key terms to understand. 1. Valuation cap. The maximum valuation at which the note converts into equity. 2. Discount rate. A reward for early investors, allowing them to buy shares at a lower price. 3. Interest rate. Some convertible notes earn interest until they convert. 4. Maturity date. If no funding round happens by this date, the startup must repay or renegotiate. These terms help protect both founders and investors. Segment 4. Example. How convertible notes work in real life. Let's say an investor gives $100,000 to a startup using a convertible note. The note has a 20% discount rate, a $5 million valuation cap when the startup raises a Series A round at a $10 million valuation. The investor's note converts at the lower valuation of $5 million, giving them double the shares compared to new investors. This is why early investors love convertible notes. They get a better deal. Segment 5. Convertible notes versus safes. What's the difference? You may have also heard of safes, simple agreements for future equity, but how are they different? Convertible notes have interest rates and maturity dates. Act like a loan that converts into shares. Safes, no interest or maturity date. Even simpler and more flexible for startups. Both are great for fundraising, but convertible notes give investors more security. Segment 6. Should you use convertible notes? So, should you use convertible notes for your startup? Let's weigh the pros and cons. Pros: fast and simple fundraising, delays valuation negotiations, attractive for early investors. Cons: can dilute founders' equity later, terms can be tricky to negotiate. If no funding round happens, debt repayment can be an issue. If you're a startup raising money, convertible notes can be a great option, but be sure to understand the risks. So, what do you think? Are convertible notes a smart way to raise money, or do they come with too much risk? Let's discuss in the comments. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more startup and investing tips. See you in the next video.